Hello, my name is Melissa.
I'm Salman.
Before we get started, I would just like to inform you that, like I mentioned, my name is Melissa, and I'm a peer counselor here at John Jay. I'll be here all semester, and I should advise you that I am under faculty supervision. There is confidentiality, but there are 3 limits, and that's if you harm yourself, harm others, or cannot take care of yourself. If you do so, I will be forced to break confidentiality. I'm sorry. Sorry. Yes, I'll be forced to break confidentiality. So we can meet once a week for 30 minutes, and you have the right to stop treatment at any time. Do you have any questions?
No questions.
Okay, so what brings you here today?
Okay, so I'm a student. I have a lot going on. We just recently finished with midterms, and right now a lot of my professors are discussing finals, and I'm kind of overwhelmed. But on top of this, I feel like I'm being followed, but it seems like I do have a fear. I had a little incident a couple of weeks ago where I was really scared because it was dark and I was just walking alone, and there was some guy standing in the street and making a comment about something that was really rude, and I was really scared, so I didn't know what to do. I was really confused. I try not to walk alone in the dark, but sometimes getting out and to work I kind of have to. So I feel like I am in that state of fear constantly, and I don't know what to do.
So this fear of being followed, is that something that just started recently, or is it something that's been going on for a while?
Yeah, it just started recently after that incident when I was there. It felt like, I don't know why the person was going to attack me, but it seemed the whole situation was really weird too, because it was like kind of dark, and it was like after I was getting home from classes, which was probably around 10 p.m. And there really, where I live, there were really not that many people out in the street, so I felt like it wasn't really safe. But it seems like if I don't think about it, it's not really a constant thing that's just constantly playing in my mind, like I'm afraid or anything like that. It just feels like when I'm alone and I really think about it, it feels like I need to do something in order to get that out of that shock, I guess. I don't know.
Okay. Would it be okay if you talk a little bit more about this event with the guy following you?
Yeah, so what happened was I was just getting off the bus, and I crossed the road, everything seemed normal, and once I crossed the street where I had to get to my house, there was that person standing, and he was just looking at me, and I don't know why, it felt like one of those people when they really see right through you, I don't know why, and it felt way too real, I was all alone, and it was really, I got really scared. I feel like it was a very irrational thing to do.
Okay.
I don't know why, because not just everybody's a psycho, so I felt like, I'm not sure if I'm overreacting or not, but it still feels like sometimes when, especially in the morning when I have to get to work at 4 a.m., I have a fear as if somebody's gonna jump out of some place. I don't know why.
Okay. And this all started after this guy.
Yeah.
So you mentioned earlier that you made a rude comment. Can you explain further?
It was something about, he started to scream, and then he said something about me getting the hell out or something like that, but I ran. I was so scared I ran, so I really didn't stick around to hear what he had to say.
Are you certain that he was talking to you, or?
It felt like it because it was just 2 of us in the street, so just like I said, it could be me overreacting about the whole situation, but as of right now, it seems like I am experiencing this fear only when I really pay attention to it and when I think about it. It's not something that when I sit in class I really like reflect upon. It just sometimes happens, especially when, just like I said, I'm in a similar situation.
Okay. So it seems like the event doesn't bother you as much as this constant fear.
Yeah. I feel powerless, as if I did something wrong. I shouldn't have been in the same situation.
Okay. The situation with the.
Yeah, I shouldn't have been like alone, I guess, but then again, it's something that I have to do constantly. Get to work, it's dark out, and just really keep somebody to, follow me around, make sure I'm safe.
Okay. Do you think that there's anything that you can do when you're walking alone to make you feel better?
I'm not really sure, but I don't know. I haven't really discussed even this situation with anybody else because I don't know. I'm afraid of people judging me as if I'm paranoid or something.
Okay. So you don't want to let like your close family and friends know about how you feel, so you can't reach out to them? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because my friends, I feel like they would judge me, and my family members would just say too, like I'm overreacting and just suck it up, and things like that don't really happen where we live. So.
Okay. So you live in a relatively safe neighborhood?
Yeah.
So what startled you so much when this guy screamed? Was it just about what he said, or was it the way he looked?
The way he looked was kind of shady. He was wearing a hoodie and it was really dark, and I couldn't even see his face. And he was kind of like relatively big in size, kind of tall, and it felt like, I don't know, why would he be standing there just doing nothing so late at night.
Okay. And you ran away
Yeah.
from him. So you didn't look back to see his reaction or anything?
No.
Okay. And you mentioned that you live in a relatively safe neighborhood and you don't see these kinds of things often?
No, and that was the biggest concern because that's the first time I experienced something like that, and I've never seen that person before.
Okay, so it sounds like you're in shock, and maybe that's why you're having these fears?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. So can you tell me a little bit about your schedule, like when you're alone, walking?
Well, I do have classes 2 days a week. I am really late around 9 o'clock, so I have to go and get home, and I don't get home until like around maybe 10 p.m. So that's latest I'm around outside alone, of course. I do take a bus, that's why I do have to walk. While getting to work, my schedule is a little iffy. Sometimes I do have to be at work 7 o'clock, sometimes 4 a.m., like usually in the morning, summertime.
Okay. Is it possible that you could have like somebody on the phone with you, or have somebody wait for you, like when you're walking from class?
Yeah, that could definitely be a possibility. So I don't feel like that's gonna speaking to somebody. I don't feel like that's gonna help me because it feels like, just like I said, there is really no threat. But every time I am in this similar situation where I was that night, it feels like everything keeps coming back, and it's just the weird, strange fear that I have as if something bad's gonna happen to me.
Okay. So is it the fear that you'll see the guy again, or something else that will happen?
At this point, it's like, it feels like anything can really happen to me.
And when you're walking home, do you usually have your headphones in, or out?
I used to, but since I feel like somebody's following me, I'm constantly looking back, checking if there's anybody out there.
Would it make you feel better to maybe have your phone in your hand, so you can like call the cops if anything?
Yeah, I'm considerate about that. Maybe, I don't know, even self-defense classes, or even, well, that's why I'm here and talking about it, kind of feels better, I guess. It doesn't really make me feel safe, but helps me better understand the situations.
Okay. So do you want to feel safe, or do you want to get over the fear?
A little bit of both. I feel like if I were to get over that fear and situation over and over again. So I feel like if I lose the like fear and this strange feeling as if something bad's gonna happen, there won't be any need for me to feel safe, so everything's gonna be okay.
Okay. And do you think self-defense class would help you feel better?
I guess it could. It's just the feeling of being powerless and the victim really what scares me. So I feel like if I were to do something about it, and being able to defend myself would be something that's going to help me get through this fear.
So you talked about feeling like a victim and powerless, so having some skills in self-defense that would help you feel better?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm not in a situation where I'm completely helpless.
Okay. So do you think there's any other factors that might help you feel less like a victim that you can do in your part?
I don't know. It's really, I feel like it's more of an internal struggle rather than the real threat.
Okay.
Because I feel like it's all in my head rather than somebody. I don't feel like anybody is really following me or trying to harm me. It's just I feel like it's all in my head because of the incident. I'm in a state of shock where I feel like right now it's kind of everybody's trying to hurt me.
And you said that it's more than just being afraid to walk home. You feel like someone is specifically following you?
Yeah.
Can you
It
explain?
feels like